Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Welcome into the JP Peterson Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us here this morning as we are game day. We are game daying today. We got a big freaking game tonight. I don't know if you know this, Hamon.
Because I'm already tailgating.
Your new name. That is your new name now.
Freaking arrest us.
Yes, that is your new name.
Dude.
You're tailgating already?
I'm 3 Jaeger shots in already because I had to look at Dave Portnoy on the TV here earlier. So
why? Well, he might be talking about that Sherrone Moore thing. I don't know.
Oh, he is all over it.
Oh, what's Mr. Michigan got to say about that?
Well, you can't.
Very interesting.
What can you say about it? You can't defend it. Although I tried to last night at the bar. I tried to defend what he did, but it didn't,
Oh, I want to hear that argument. Can I hear that? Can you give us a little slice of that?
Yeah. Oh, you want my defense for Sherrone Moore?
I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, because marriage is stupid and polygamy is ridiculous. I mean, monogamy is ridiculous. That's why. There you go. That was my excuse.
Oh, please don't stop. I can't. I'll buy another round. Keep going.
No, look, this is such a sad. It really is a sad story, man. I don't want to make light of it, but it's.
Is it though? Is it a sad story?
I think. Well, for the family, I think it is. For his wife and freaking kids, yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's the sad really part of it for me.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm as anti-marriage as anybody, but I don't like to see it break up, especially over something like that.
Well, with the kids and everything.
Yes.
That's the thing. It just
and the reports are that there's another child with this staffer.
What?
Yeah, or that there was I've heard both that he paid for an abortion, or that she's having his baby. Like I've heard both ways on this. Yes, and then he's in police custody now. He's had a nervous breakdown, which you would expect. He broke into a assistant coach's house yesterday and threatened him and his family. Like this thing's just spiraling for Michigan and for college football, and it's right before they play Texas, which seems like a non-story now, their bowl game.
Yeah.
The Cheez-It Bowl. But yeah, I mean, it's for people in our position, in our profession, this is the kind of thing we dream about because it's content, right? But
yeah, I'm kind of being a little flippant about it, but there are a lot of human lives here involved, obviously, that are going to be wrecked. But it's solely, as my good friend Brian Fasulo said this morning, it's undefeated. It's undefeated. And men do stupid things. Oh. Stupid things. We are morons when it comes to that. So you lose your $5 million or whatever. I don't even know how much he's making, probably $8-9 million. You lose that job. You lose your no buyout. You get no buyout because it's for money. Cause. So that's another $14 million you've lost. Yeah, I'd be pretty suicidal myself. That's and it's just so public. It's so public. But like, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen?
JP, you're a dude. I'm not saying you've ever done anything like this, but we don't think about things ahead of time, especially when it comes to a situation with a hot blonde.
Well, and that's the thing. This is not like we were on a company retreat. We found each other. At the end of the evening, we were both in the same elevator. One thing led to another, and no, this was a long-standing relationship.
That almost sounds like you're describing an event that actually occurred some point, JP.
But was there too much specificity there? Is that what you're saying?
It was a very specific situation that you just outlined right there.
Sorry, I guess it kind of slipped. No, wow. Never done anything like that. Never done anything like that. No, that's a pretty common scenario, I would think, quite frankly. Yes. Most cheating happens at work. We all know that. That's why I'm here with all my hotties. Right?
Yeah. Your studio full of interns,
yes,
staffers.
yeah. So yeah, it's just that's what. But he's working so closely with her, right? I mean, there's personal assistant. So you have a hot blonde as a personal assistant. That's only going one way. You know,
I only hire hot blondes as personal assistants, and it's for that reason. That is my end game. That is my goal.
I met a very successful businessman here locally one time. We were talking about this, and he had, probably 200-300 employees. And this isn't legal, obviously, and I feel bad, but it's the truth. He was like, "Oh, I don't hire hot girls. No. Mm-hmm. That's nothing but trouble. Mm-hmm. Nothing but trouble around the office. I just don't." And I was like, "Wow, that's a stunning admission."
Yeah, to admit it is one thing, is a whole other level.
So many levels. But from a business standpoint, and he's like, "Yeah, I know. It's terrible. It's terrible." But I found in my time, every time I hire a hot girl, and this is not the girl's fault, by the way. I'm not. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. It's not her fault one bit. It's our fault. It's our fault. He's like, "Yeah, I can't trust my dudes. Mm-hmm. I got to have my dudes. They're my lifeblood of my business. But, bring a hot girl in there and everything goes crazy.
It's never going to
Everything goes crazy." And but it's the world we live in. I'm not saying any of this is right because it's not. But it is what it is. All right, we got a game tonight. Let's get to that. I'm sorry for Sherrone Moore's family. It's awful for them. It's awful.
By the way, I was a little shocked.
I don't feel sorry for him.
No, I don't either. I was a little shocked they released her name, made her name, so her identity so public. But it does now provide an opportunity for one IndyCarTim, because I'm going to find her on social media. I'm going to follow her, and I'm going to reach out because she might be distraught. She might need a shoulder. She might need some emotional support, and I'm going to do everything I can to be able to provide that for her in her time of need right now, Paige. I'm coming for you, Paige.
You're a giver.
I'm a giver. You're a giver. I want to help. I'm here to help.
You're so compassionate. You're such a compassionate man. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have a picture of her?
No, but I can get one.
All right. I've not seen it. So I'm sure they're all looking forward to seeing that. All right, we got a football game tonight. By the way, Sandra Golden will join us at 10:30, and she is with 92.9 The Game in Atlanta, covering the Falcons for decades. And she was always so fun to have on the program. I was on with them yesterday with Steak Shapiro, the iconic Steak Shapiro. You know Steak? Have you heard of Steak?
I have not.
Steak's a big sports radio guy in Atlanta. Sandy as well. Both of them Atlanta sports icons. And incredible story. They should make a documentary out of Steak and his friends' lives. They went into sports radio in the early 80s and 90s in Atlanta, and they were kicking ass. They were just kicking ass. So much so that they went out on their own, and he actually got some investors, and they bought a couple of sports radio stations.
That's a way to do it, man.
And listen, man. It turned into everything you might possibly think it would be. Full on man show stuff. The whole damn thing was the man show, and they ran it like it, and it was just insane. And but anyway, they have great stories.
I love those kind of stories. By the way, here's your photo for you, JP. For everybody wondering.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody was talking about that being his personal assistant. Her being his personal. Nobody was talking about them. Yeah, that was.
And she was just recently promoted to, she was on staff, but she was, from what I understand, just recently promoted to his personal staffer.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that didn't make any waves at all around the office. Yeah. Well, good luck with all that. Yeah. And so now, who's the new coach at Michigan? We always think, okay, the carousels, we've pretty much figured this out. Oh, wait a minute. Top 5 job in the game just opened up. And who's the betting favorite?
I told you off the air, JP, here in Dallas on 105.3 The Fan, we were discussing the betting favorite. It was Kalen DeBoer. Which I think now sets us up for one of the greatest scenarios even, as I talked about, like the Sherrone Moore thing, we love things like this, even though they're dirty, because it gives us content to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is setting us up for even something juicier in the sports radio business, JP, because we're prepared for a scenario where Kalen DeBoer leaves Alabama to coach Michigan, leaving the Alabama job open, that Lane Kiffin would then go to Alabama and leave LSU high and dry, as he has done before. And we have all of this stuff to talk about.
Stop it.
God,
Stop it.
So amazing.
Stop it. And just so perfect for college football right now.
Oh, it's so great.
Right? Just absolutely apropos for what's going on in college football right now.
Oh, it's so perfect.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah. So the fact that Kalen DeBoer's name is the betting favorite, and he was also mentioned for the Penn State job, was he not?
Yes.
It's pretty clear that somebody wants to get the hell out of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's pretty much, and I remember when he came for the ReliaQuest Bowl deal last year, and I got a chance to talk to him a little bit, and we interviewed him, and I know the ReliaQuest Bowl wasn't what they were. No disrespect to the ReliaQuest Bowl, but obviously Alabama's expectations and goals are to go to the playoff every year. And last year that did not happen. So he wasn't, I'm sure, in the best of moods. But I can tell you this: that man looked miserable. He looked absolutely freaking miserable. To be at, fly down to Tampa, beautiful weather in the wintertime, come to a press conference, blah blah blah. And you are just the most miserable person around. I was like, he ain't going to be around here long. He is not embracing being the head coach of University of Alabama.
Let me ask you this, JP. Would you rather take a job following Nick Saban at Alabama where there's no way you can possibly succeed? I don't care what you do.
Nope.
Or would you rather go to Michigan after Sherrone Moore gets fired with cause, where you can do no wrong? Like, what job has less pressure, you think?
I'm going to go Michigan. Yeah. No question about it. Yeah. He knew what he was getting into, and they're paid handsomely. So I have no, but it's just interesting that it clearly, to me, DeBoer wants to get the hell out of there. There's, and this may be his opening.
Now might be the perfect time for him to leave because, yes, they're in the college football playoff. They're not going to win anything in the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
It's the season started out disappointing. You're kind of on a high note if you're Kalen DeBoer, right? The fact that you recovered the season nicely, you made it into the playoff,
right?
Whatever happens outside of a national championship, which I don't think is happening for Alabama, then you might as well just, because you're on a high note right now, you might as well leave. I haven't seen their schedule next year, but if there's another loss to an FSU-like team, you're going to get run out of town anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So leave on your own terms on a high note.
That might not be the worst idea. All right. Before we get into the Bucs, since we're talking a little college football here, something amazing happened yesterday at USF. Something that really, I think, might shake the entire ecosystem of college football. Not quite to the Sherrone Moore fired for cause level, but I thought it was groundbreaking in a lot of different ways. And it comes from Rob Higgins, the CEO of athletics at the University of South Florida. So right now, obviously, they just hired Brian Hartline. Great get, tremendous get by Rob Higgins and staff. So now he's putting together a staff, and it looks like it's going to be very young and dynamic. A bunch of up-and-comers. The DC coming from ECU, Aldridge, has a very interesting pedigree. But that looks like what this group is going to look like. A lot of 30-somethings, maybe early 40-somethings, high energy, get in the weight room guys, stronger than the players type deal. I mean, and that's cool. It's going to be a high energy deal, and I like that. Very relatable to the players. And Rob Higgins is obviously a different kind of CEO because typically so they're dealing with the new coach coming in, and the big question is, will Byrum Brown be coming back, their quarterback, their record-setting quarterback? Will he be coming back to play for USF? Will he be going into the transfer portal? Will he be going into the NFL? It appears there are some reports out there that he's hired an agent that is looking more towards the NFL, looking at his options in the NFL, which I think are Obviously, that's a very smart thing to do. So what Rob Higgins, and typically what happens when you have a situation like this, what do you hear from the administration, Timmy, when you know, where's the quarterback going, new coach? What do you hear from, if you ask the question of the administration, what would you hear? Nothing.
They don't say a word. They don't even address it. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even say a word. This is a tweet. This is what Rob Higgins wrote on X yesterday, and I'm going to read it. It is incredibly transparent. It is shockingly transparent. And I think this should be the standard for all athletics and every program, professional and college. And take it on down to tiddlywinks. Because this is, and I don't see anything, and there'll probably be administrators that go crazy about this. Oh, you can't tell the public all that. Why not? Why not? Because you know what? Let me just read it first, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
He says, Bulls Nation, we wanted to share that Coach Hartline and I continue to have great conversations with Byrum Brown and his family about his future at USF. In the spirit of transparency and based off the recent coaching transition here, we mutually determined with Byrum that it's best for him to not play in next week's Cure Bowl. This quick determination means that Gaston Moore is able to fully prepare and make the well-deserved start in his final collegiate game. Byrum continues to attend every team activity practice and has been incredible in supporting his teammates, and he always is. So much so that we've asked Byrum to serve as a coach in the Cure Bowl to help us get our 10th win, which we're excited to share. He's graciously agreed to do. We can't wait to finish the season strong and together while also supporting Byrum Brown and his family. Go Bulls.
Wow.
How about that? You asked the question, I'm going to tell you what's going on.
That is shocking.
Holy freaking transparency.
I love Rob.
Yeah. Every other athletic director, CEOs, whatever you want to call yourselves, that's the standard now.
Yeah.
That's the standard. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, you don't want to give away your positions or what's going on. We don't know yet, so we don't want to. You know what this does? Everybody that's making, suppositions and all the sports radio guys and me and everybody else that are just making where this might happen, that might happen. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. We know, so we don't have to speculate. And when you all get mad about, oh, they're speculating about this on the radio, they're speculating about that. You know what happens when we get stuff like this? We don't have to speculate. That's the story. Everybody knows now. Last year, last year, is his leg broken? Is it not? Is he going to practices? We don't know. Is he going to play this week? He might play this week. I don't know. Is he going to play? I don't know. I don't know. It was a nuclear secret with Golish. And I understand there's some, advantage to that in the beginning. We did this charade the entire freaking season, and he never played. This was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
It's just like it was, and of course the conspiracy theories were out there everywhere. When you're transparent with your fan base, we can't talk about that crap because we know what's going on. Now, did it say that he's, looking at his NFL options? No, but that's for Byrum to say. Mm-hmm. From the administrative standpoint, this is what they did. And clearly he's weighing his options. So you're not like ultimatum guy. Hey, you tell us right now, are you coming back or not? Let the guy have some time to figure it out. It's a life-changing decision. And he's given you everything he could the entire season. That guy has balled out, man. Put his body on the line every freaking game. And you tip your cap to him and you say, I hope you come back, kid. And, he doesn't know Brian Hartline yet. He doesn't know what the offense is. He doesn't know what this is going to look like. He probably doesn't have a really good grip on where he's going in the draft because nobody really knows.
Well, and vice versa, too.
Hasn't even started.
Hartline doesn't know him. Hartline might not think that he's the best fit for his offense. So we have that working in both ways here.
Right. So, but the transparency I love.
That is amazing, man.
And also there's a positivity to the way Rob handles these things. When Golish left, there was none of these sour grapes that you heard from so much of the fan base. He set the tone. It's like, no, he used USF and we used him. It was a mutually beneficial relationship, and that's the way it's supposed to work. He took our team back to another level. He's moving on. We're going to take it to another level with another coach. That's the way you handle these things, not the sour grapes of, oh, he did this and he did that and he lied and he was talking to Auburn the whole time. It's like, stop being so naive, people. This is the business. It's a dirty business. And the way the calendar is set up now, it forces coaches to lie. It forces coaches to be in very awkward positions that you in leadership of college football could fix, but you won't for whatever reason. And this is what we're dealing with. And I think we have to be a little bit more compassionate to what the coaches are going through and the players and all of that, and understand that it's more the fault of the calendar, and stop making all these ridiculous character assassination charges about coaches, about leaving and lying and all that sort. Shut up. It's the business. It is what it is. Oh, you left your team. It sucks. It's the way the business is set up right now. It's not great. Do we wish guys would stay forever? Sure. But I'm those days are probably long gone, because here's the thing. As soon as you lose 1 year, 2 years, you're gone. They fire you. So it's rare that you have a Jim Leavitt that's going to just stay and turn down Alabama to stay at USF, and then what happened to him? You fired him, and wrongly terminated him, by the way, according to the court system. So yeah, it's bizarre, but I appreciate the transparency from Rob Higgins. I really, really do. All right, let's get into the Bucs a little bit before we take a break, and then Sandra Golden's going to join us. Mike Evans looks like he's in tonight. Huge game with the Falcons tonight. Huge game with the Falcons tonight. I don't think anybody else cares about the Amazon crime going on tonight, but here in Tampa and Atlanta, it's a big deal. You've got two coaches, frankly, on a very hot seat, and any type of if Raheem Morris, almost said Lovie Smith, if Raheem Morris loses this game tonight,
are they the same?
If Raheem, he's in deep trouble. I mean, he's already in deep trouble. But does he get a third year? I think he probably does. He probably does. But the way he finishes matters. And they were embarrassed last week by Seattle. They played, it was a very tight first half, but they were embarrassed in the second half by Seattle. And it's been embarrassing since the bye for the Buccaneers. Even the Arizona game was not a well-played football game. And last week, losing to the 2-10 Saints. And this is a divisional game. Kirk Cousins coming in here, who torched you last year. If he torches this defense, and frankly, I don't know what Todd Bowles, luckily Drake London is not playing tonight. That's huge. But Bijan Robinson is. Kyle Pitts is. They've got some other weapons, and they got Kirk Cousins, who, we shouldn't be scared of. It's laughable that we are, frankly, that we're terrified that Kirk Cousins is coming to town, but the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, we should be.
Yeah. I'd like to sit here and say, oh my God, this one-legged, weak-armed, cold shopping.
What did you call him yesterday?
I love
Tuesday. Some kind of statue. I forgot what your wording.
With the wooden Indian.
Wooden Indian.
Yeah, that was one of our commenters that called him the wooden Indian.
Wooden Indian.
Yeah, but against the Bucs, he's Superman.
He is.
He's freaking Tom Brady. Unbelievable. So we'll see how that goes down, because defensively tonight, it looks like Servassier Dennis is out. Oh no. But Tyke Smith is questionable. If Tyke can't play tonight, that's
an issue.
That's an issue. He's the best defensive player we have right now. And if he can't play, who's going to tackle? I don't know. It's going to be tough.
You're going to get a lot of guys hitting with their shoulders.
But here's the other thing about this. Yeah, right. Here's the other thing. This team has underperformed, in my opinion, especially this defense, for the entire season. And let's change some things up, Todd. Let's do some things different. Try something different. What you're doing's not working. Oh, but the Saints only scored 24. Saints?
They're the Saints.
Yeah.
Tyler Shuck.
I mean, the Rams could have scored 70. Bills, same. I mean, it's been embarrassing at times.
Tyler Shuck did his best Kirk Cousins impersonation.
Did he? I look more like Michael Vick.
Well, against the Bucs.
So, tonight is going to be a very interesting. Thursday Night Football is usually bad anyway, but you got two teams that are spiraling and looking for answers. This could be all-time bad. And I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful. I'm just going about what we see on the field. And we're just talking simply about the play on the field. It's been really bad. And Baker's beat up. We talked about this yesterday. So I got a lot of questions for tonight. A lot of questions.
Yeah, and I don't have any insight into, I don't think any of us do, as to Baker's health, his full availability and his full range of motion with, and his whatever his body's going through right now. I don't think we really know all of it. But doesn't this seem like, and you would have thought maybe this last week, doesn't it seem like the perfect game to maybe just sit him out?
A short week.
Yeah.
I think they're so desperate they can't. They can't.
Then why did you go freaking sign Teddy Bridgewater? Because that's exactly why you got Teddy Bridgewater.
Right. I agree. I think they should have done it earlier.
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks ago. Maybe in an AFC matchup that didn't matter as much.
I agree.
But they didn't. And he continues to, struggle. He's struggling. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back on the other side, Sandra Golden going to join us from 92.9, the game in Atlanta, covering the Falcons, and we'll get the Falcons' perspective on this throwdown tonight. We are brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. So if you've been involved in an accident or you have a legal issue, call them. Just go to the website, jeeveslawgroup.com, JEEVES lawgroup.com. Tell them JP sent you. Very friendly folks over there. They will not be intimidating at all. And they'll give you a free case evaluation. Very nice, folks. JeevesLawGroup.com, not attorney spokesman, offices Tampa and St. Pete. We're also brought to you by Genesis of Tampa. They have got the 30 days of giving going on, $500 shopping spree they're giving away every single day. And if you go in and get your car appraised or take a test drive, they'll 10X your entry into the daily $500 shopping spree bonanza. So great. And they're giving great lease specials as well, buying specials. Your first 3 payments are on them. Actually, your first 4 payments are on them. The first 3 don't count. And then the last one, the 4th one, they're going to make for you. So there you go. That's even better. Genesis of Tampa is doing deals. Great Christmas over there if you're looking for a new car. Back in 3. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho-ho-ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10X your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years, where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, the official bar and grill of your JP Peterson Show that you love so much, because we go over there before games, like the Bucs game tonight, because it's just a mile from the stadium, less than a mile from the stadium. You can walk there, you very fit people, on this beautiful evening.
Seems like a long walk to me, but okay.
For you, Timmy, yeah. I'm on. I don't know. You might need, I need a shopping cart for you. But for everybody else, you can park at Riveters for free and go and have some great libations. You can have one of the $3 domestics, $5 wells, and all the great food that will be on special from 3 to 7. So pregame at Riveters tonight before you go to the Bucs game. And, of course, tell them JP sent you. Maybe they'll give you a frosty glass. We shall see. All right, let's welcome in a long-time friend and colleague, the great Sandra Golden from 92.9 The Game in Atlanta, covering the Falcons for decades. Sandra, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. That means we're old together, right? Decades.
Yes, we are, baby. Hey, the old is new again. Phillip Rivers is starting this weekend, baby.
Well, the Falcons might want to then go get Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, and that ain't happening. So it's funny, JP, I was listening to y'all's show, and I would think that you were talking about some other team than the Falcons, than the Bucs have to play tonight. I don't know if you've looked at that record. I don't know if you Atlanta. Are you serious right now?
I came on your show yesterday and just just was very honest about how bad the Bucs are spiraling. And now it's your turn to tell us how bad the Falcons are spiraling.
I mean, I was like, who are they playing? I got the schedule off. It's the Falcons, who've lost 7 of 8, who have their 8th straight missing the playoffs year. We're going to have a losing record. This regime, and I heard you talk about Raheem. You don't think Raheem is gone?
Oh, I mean, sometimes
do
you
for
give
sure.
him 3 years, right?
I do.
Well, I mean, in most circumstances, but I got to tell you, Arthur Blank at the end of the day is a businessman. And when folks are publicly saying, tearing up PSLs, I mean, that's a bottom line business, asses in seats, if you will. And and JP, I've been here 20 plus years. It's never been worse than right now.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. For the coach or just the entire organization?
Well, the entire organization, I'm not going to get into the minutia of it all, but Rich McKay, as you guys well know from the Tampa area, who they can't, they'll say one thing out of one side that Rich doesn't have anything to do with the football. He's on the MBS side, Atlanta United, but then Rich is front and center, every decision maker. Folks don't like that. And it's just the constant inconsistency that the only thing consistent has been losing. They will go out and beat the Buffalo Bills on a Sunday night in front of, the biggest audience ever in the building. Bijan, we think, is going to be MVP, much like Baker, and then things took a terrible turn.
Yeah, and we kind of had the track record when Raheem Morris was hired in Atlanta. I questioned the hire. I don't question Raheem Morris as a dude. Or a coordinator even. I question him as a head coach. We kind of have a little track record, a little body of work in Tampa, and I just didn't see the appeal. And I told JP here on the show when it happened, I think that leash is going to be very short. He's not going to get the same amount of leeway, the 3-year window that a lot of head coaches would get, because I just think if you know, and what we've seen from him and the team since he's been there, I just think
Yeah, I agree with you. And Raheem is so awesome. He wins the press conference every day. He wins the presser. But the results on the field are brutal. The fact that, do you understand who's playing wide receiver tonight? Darnell Mooney, Casey Washington, David Sills. Have you heard of them? Because we have not.
Casey Washington and David Sills. David Sills left Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
That's exactly right. Thank you. They're going to do the halftime performance as well. It's going to be beautiful. We laugh so we don't cry here in Atlanta. We're like, serious? How does the room end up looking like that? And oh, by the way, take a look at the injury report this morning. Now, Kyle Pitts, questionable with a knee. Okay, so we got big problems. Brandon Dorless, Jalen Walker, questionable. I don't think either are going to go. So, we are talking about banged up, but it's the battle of who's worst. At least Tampa is still in it to win the division. Atlanta, we're long gone. It's over, Johnny.
Golly, as I did on your show and I did on this show yesterday, just running down the list of why the Bucs are so bad. And remember, Thursday night football, you get your worst of the team. Like this, neither team has had time to prep. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
This could get really ugly tonight. And
listen, pray for the Prime Video folks. I'm sure they wish they could have a do-over. This can be brutal. But again, it's the NFL. Who knows? The line was only 4.5. I haven't looked at it this morning. And those of us in Atlanta were questioning it. Like, what? Why is it only 4.5? It's the NFL.
Yeah. And I came on your plus yesterday, when I talked yesterday, remember what Kirk Cousins did.
Oh, yeah.
To this Buccaneers team. Every time he shows up, like Todd Bowles, I don't know what, he freezes. He can't beat anybody else, but he torched us last year.
Right.
And he's torched Bowles for years and years and years.
Yeah, so but Drake London's out. I don't know who he's going to throw to unless Bijan and Tyler Algier both have 15 targets as a receivers. I just don't know how this is going to happen. Yeah. They're going to run this just in. They're going to run the ball. You're welcome, everybody. That's what I do. I bring hot takes.
Bijan, what's his over under today? Timmy, if you want to look that up. So we're going over Bijan on everything.
And whatever Tyler's number is, because Algier, he will pick up the slack. So whatever Tyler Algier's numbers are, I would take that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we're just worried. Everybody's going to Kirk Cousins over 210 yards. You say no because he's got nobody to throw to.
Y'all, he is not the Kirk Cousins, and he's got nobody to throw to. But he's in the offensive line. I mean, the record. You are what your record is. 4 wins. You've lost 7 of 8. And listen, the talk is, and we sports talk folks, has the team quit? They're not throwing their bodies around. They're not. I mean, I don't know that I would at 4-9 either. I mean, like, I'm being healthy next year when the new coaches get here. So it's not good here at all. I would take the Tyler Algier over whatever that number is, and I would take the Kirk Cousins under. Did you hear who I just said he's throwing to? David Sills, Casey Washington, and Darnell Mooney. Kyle Pitts being questionable. Are you serious?
Well, the total rushing yards for Bijan tonight is 75.5.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Especially if they can't throw, you would think the Bucs would stuff the box a little bit.
Yeah.
I know. And this is the thing, Sandra, we're all just so dumbfounded about how bad this defense is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but it looks like Atlanta's got nothing to give. Wow. This is going to be one crap.
And Jalen, no, I'm not even kidding. The Jalen Walker and Brandon Orlis being questionable. Mm-hmm. That's a big problem too, because they had let us believe that Jalen was going to go, but on the short week, okay. Yeah. I wouldn't look for them out there. The Kyle Pitts to me is the biggest deal. Drake London missing his 4th straight. If I'm Drake London, I'm faking an elbow injury every week. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm kind of over here with a cigarette. Bye.
You are hilarious. So it's God, wow! I didn't think the Falcons were in this big and
the numbers worse. I mean, I just grasp this for a second. In the NFL, as we all know, we're not built to miss the playoffs 8 years. How do I know that? Because there's only 3 teams in play right now. The Jets have missed for 15 years. The next 2 teams are the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons at 8. That's it. Everybody else, go look at Cleveland. They've made it. Every other team has at least been in the playoffs. So that's how bad it is here.
Well, hey, listen, at least the future's bright and you have a first-round pick next year.
What?
How's James Pierce Jr. doing?
By the way, I wouldn't trade him for I'll take it. I don't care. Now, listen, if it's a top 3 pick, we can discuss it. It was never supposed to be a top 3 pick, but right. James Pierce Jr. is the Mac daddy. I'll take it. I would not. I'll take that pick. That's good. We good. But now I'm looking at the top of the second round. If we're the top of the second round, that looks better. But go look at James Pierce and what he's been doing. He is sick.
I hadn't followed it that much. So he's
listen. Had you, I would have been like, JP. You used to be fun. You used to have a life. No. Why do you know that James Pierce has 6 sacks in 6 games? Let's go.
Well, you know what? And the funny thing is, we're still looking for an edge rusher.
Oh,
we're
wow.
Still looking for an edge rusher. Yeah, and we all laughed at that. Wow, they jumped up and got him.
But okay. Well, let me say this. The Falcons defense is waving their flags for, ooh, look at us with all the sacks. It's empty calories. You gave up 430 yards to Bryce Young. You are giving up damage down the field. So that's cute that you're rushing we got it. But something's amiss here. Shouldn't that translate to wins?
Yes, it should. It should. I guess not. Well, listen, so I think we've set this game up tonight for everybody to know that if the Bucs lose to the Falcons tonight, then yes, Todd Bowles should immediately be fired because the Falcons have nothing left and they're not playing. And they're playing for a draft pick.
Should this just be the coaching bowl? We should just call this the coaching bowl. Whoever loses, the coach is fired immediately.
Wow, we've been looking on the coach watch for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Well, I mean, which is terrible. I didn't know that Todd Bowles' seat was that hot, but I guess you're right.
Well, for Todd, it's a lot of the same stuff. It's just it's not that he's terrible. It's just been the same mediocre stuff for 40, and we should be complaining, right? We win the division every year, and we should be complaining. Like people in Atlanta, like, are you crazy? Well, but still, it's kind of everything is relative, right? And for us, it's like, and I love Todd to death. I think he's an awesome human, and I root for him, and I want him to do so well. But at some point, you just go, his defense is just awful. This is supposed to be his baby. They've had a couple injuries, but not much. And it's the same stuff every week. It's just not aggressive. It's just the same. And it's been since, not only as a head coach, but since 2019. He's been here since 2019. And he's done some amazing stuff. Great Super Bowl championship as the DC. We've won the divisions, but, it's kind of like who's the tallest midget here. I mean,
it's almost like they came out of the gate so hot, and this is like a thud all of a sudden. But they could win the next 4. They're in it, and you're saying, oh yeah, we good. So I get it. It could go. You got 1 with the Falcons, 2 with the Panthers, and who's the 4th?
The Dolphins.
Okay.
Who suddenly have a pulse.
Right.
But all that matters is if we win, if we beat Carolina twice, we're in. We could lose to the Falcons and the Dolphins. And I think there's a way that if they beat the Falcons tonight and the Panthers lose, then they can
something else. Okay. All right.
with the
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
Tonight's a big game. They need it badly, and it looks like the poor folks at Amazon Prime are going to have their hands full trying to make something out of this, but we'll see.
You think Al Michaels is even preparing for this game? You think he's
oh my God.
Show up
Al Michaels is miserable when he has the Chiefs on Thursday night. Can you imagine how grumpy he's going to be tonight? I'm gonna probably find my way over to the booth just to say hi to Al and just see how nasty, how much.
I know, man. When he's not doing it anymore, he might have some regrets of finding joy. You know,
I know.
It aggravates me. I'm like, you got one of the great jobs in the world. I hope you can find some joy.
I know,
not that hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to go to the game tonight.
Good. I will be watching, and we hate watch. Me and my husband hate watch it. Right?
Hey, there's fun in that.
There is fun.
Hey, before you go, there's been a lot of talk here from our new baseball owners that we love, that they want to replicate that model in Atlanta, except with a roof on top of the stadium.
Sweet.
Can you just tell the folks here how that has wholly transformed this Braves organization that you worked for a long time and have covered for decades, how that whole model, that business model has totally transformed the franchise?
Not only the franchise, the city. The city of Atlanta and the suburbs. It has transformed, and it's been the biggest win in the city. Financially, the Braves knew from day one, we're not only going to own the ballpark, we're going to own all of the business and the retail. Not only that, all of the apartment complexes that are now being built. Not only that, all of the parking lots within this radius, they own every cent. It is a money maker. That aside, I mean, it's the best business model ever. But as the fan, as the consumer, JP, and you know this, nothing is easier than trying to get to the Battery. Plenty of parking. It's safe. I can go there on 3 o'clock. I can tailgate. We can watch stuff outside on the big screen. We don't even have to go into the building. But then once you get into the building, it's a perfect stadium. How do I know that? Because MLB teams, all of them have been touring the facility. Not only that, the folks up at the University of Tennessee, which the college football models are now mimicking what the Battery is. They are using that as the footprint and the model. And it's amazing. And the fan experience, I mean that, it's spectacular. You're going to love it. Yeah.
It's fantastic, and we're so excited about them doing it. And they have been up to Atlanta, these new owners, multiple times.
Yeah.
So, it's
where is it going to be in Tampa? I'm sorry, I don't know that.
Well, I think it hasn't been official yet, but we really feel like they've been doing a lot of due diligence on the site right across from Raymond James Stadium.
Oh my goodness, perfect.
Yeah. So we could have kind of like a sportsplex now.
Oh my goodness, that's
right
fantastic.
there, and then a huge, obviously Battery type entertainment district, and the parking is already there, and getting in and out, from Bucs games is about as easy as any major stadium I've ever been to. So it works on a lot of levels. I kind of wanted it to be downtown or maybe on the water, be a little bit more iconic, but this is more shovel ready. They want it to be done by 2029, so maybe they can get some World Baseball Classic games, and the National Championship game is going to be here in 2029 at Raymond James. Perfect. So you want your, all your hotels and restaurants up and running by then. So they got a great plan, and they're leaning on Atlanta. I wanted you to just tell the folks how much better, because where they were in Atlanta down south was just not where the fans were, and it's very, very similar to our situation here. Even though it's downtown Atlanta, it's great, whatever, but it's like St. Petersburg. It's beautiful. It's great. It's just a bad place for a baseball stadium that you have to go to 81 times a year. So, and it's just
not only that, but I mean, it's landlocked. It wasn't safe. There was nowhere to park. You had to walk. And again, it's not safe. And they knew it, we knew it, and now it's just dream come true. And what's happened, the property values all around it, and I'm talking for 15 miles out, have benefited from the move. It's really been just tremendous, and that we're so proud of it. I mean, I love it. Even we'll go. Like I said, you don't even need baseball tickets. You just want to go and kind of be around it. It's great.
Yeah, and there's been some pushback because people keep citing it here, and it's always the anti-stadium people, right? They don't want any public money at all spent, and they all point to these a couple of folks at Kennesaw State that did these papers that said how bad it was for the public, this Cobb County, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, it's as if it's political for some people. That's interesting,
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
the 10 office buildings 15 miles out, you say property values, and no statistics. If you're trying to prove it's bad, that statistical people are not going to go searching for those statistics that are clearly part of the positive impact.
Yeah,
because they want to show something negative.
You really don't have to look very far. Go interview 10 fans on the street. I'm being very serious and not being flippant. I guess everybody's got their agenda. Go deal with the fan experience, which in my opinion is the most important one of how the difference is and how better are your Tuesday afternoons when the Braves are playing the Marlins when it was never like that before.
And I remember Sandra, because I was there when the whole thing broke, and everybody was saying, "Oh my God, the traffic! There's no parking. There's no traffic. You won't be able to get there. There's no MARTA station. This is a disaster. It'll never work." Right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. And that was adorable. It was adorable then. It's adorable now. And by the way, they've also, whoever designed their Uber and the how to get a Lyft, how to get an Uber, it's maniacal. It's fantastic. The airport should do what the Cobb County's doing to get in and out. It's amazing.
Yeah. People figure it out. Smart people, they can money.
Yeah, smarter than me. And all I know is I can't. Braves are awesome. I'm so happy for the Rays because it has been a long road for y'all.
Yeah, we finally have a good ownership, and they've yet to prove themselves, but we're very, very optimistic that.
Good, that's great.
We know this; it can't be worse than the last guy. All right, well, listen, enjoy hate watching tonight with.
I know
Amazon
and listen, we didn't even bring up Florida State now as a soccer school, so look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us. Girls. We've moved on.
Girls.
How about that?
We're still a football school. It's just
that's right. That's right.
UTBOL now.
You just don't have a coach.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe a women's soccer coach can coach the football team.
I think it could not hurt. Could not
Probably
hurt.
Be cheaper.
It can't be worse, right?
It can't be worse. No,
it's definitely cheaper.
Much cheaper. All right, Sandra. At Sports Sandra, you can find her on the X Machine 92.9 The Game. Oh, by the way, I want to embarrass you a little bit, just real quick. So I said, I'm having fun. Let me just look up AI Sandra Golden. Sandra Golden is an Emmy Award-winning sportscaster who co-hosts The Steakhouse on Odyssey Sports 92.9 The Game in Atlanta. The show airs weekdays 9 to 11. Current role, Golden reunited with her longtime co-host, Steak Shapiro. She has been a prominent voice in Atlanta sports media since 1997, known for her in-depth preparation and analysis in a male-dominated field. Yeah!
Woohoo!
How about that? Throughout her career, she has covered a wide array of sports, including the Atlanta Braves, ACC Sports, and the Atlanta Falcons. There you go, girl.
I didn't know you could bribe
her
AI.
ass. She must be impressive. Woohoo!
You are impressive.
Listen, I got my start. JP's like, you want to come intern TXL? Grab a camera, grab that sound box. I weighed 97 pounds. That stuff was 112 pounds. It's true.
We could do a whole show on that. Let's do it.
You're not kidding. I cherish you. I thank you for everything.
Love you,
Merry
darling.
Christmas to you both. And let's have a great 26.
Yes.
It starts tonight with this fabulous offering of only.
I'm taking the Bucs in 4.5. There, I said it.
Okay. All right. Wow. Thank you, Sandra.
Love you guys. Bye.
All right. See you.
Well, now I feel a little bit better about this game tonight.
Well, the grass is always greener under the other team that you're playing, right? Like I just made that up, but I feel like it works.
Because that's where the dog pisses.
That's where the dog pisses. But, as bad as things seem in Tampa right now, in Tampa Bay with the Bucs, that hot start might have saved the season. You don't have that with the Falcons. They're dealing with everything they're dealing with, and they have 4 wins on the season.
I kind of feel like, when your kids are, just getting spoiled rotten and they need a little perspective, and you're like, we're going down to feed the homeless. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like so you can appreciate it. I feel like that's what Sandra just did to us.
Yeah. She
took us to the homeless shelter to where the Falcons live. And now I feel so we feel so much
straight us.
I feel so much better about the Bucs after what she just talked about. We could be the Falcons. It could be worse.
It could be so much worse.
We got scared straight. She took us to the jail. Said, you want to see bad football? Look at this. You're spoiled in Tampa with all your division championships. Look at this shit I got to cover every 8 years in a row. We haven't made the freaking playoffs. You know how hard that is to do?
Good Lord.
That's outstanding. Well, see, we needed a little bit of perspective. We just needed a little bit of perspective. Yeah.
That's not going to affect the Petermans, though. The Petermans are all jumping off bridges here in the comments.
I know. We got to get to that. Get to that.
Yep.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll head for the Skyway. We'll get ready to.
Hope the water's warm.
Yes, I hope the water's warm. It's bad out there, but hey, you know what always helps? A win, even if it's over the hapless Falcons. All right, hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at the Golden Diamond Source. At Christmas time, it is a great time to get engaged, right? And where else would you go to get that ring? Then the Golden Diamond Source. Ho, ho, ho. They have the best deals over there. They have the best selection over there. They make it easy for you. You just park right there in the parking lot right next to the store, not like going to the mall, trying to find a parking space, walking all the way in. Not doing any of that. You walk in, they greet you, they'll get you a drink. Come on over. Everything's decorated. There's bling, bling, bling everywhere. They got a new men's department and a great watch department with great values if you want to get into all that. And more than anything, it is a great local company. And I know we're going to spend lots of money on Amazon. Can we save some money and keep it local here at the Golden Diamond Source? They have great prices, great value, and they're great folks over there. So let's support a local company that supports your local community, and you're going to get a great deal and a fabulous shopping experience. It's a win, 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 win. Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Ulmerton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond
Sherrone
Source.
Moore might need to head to the Golden Diamond Source.
He might need lots of diamonds, but he's got no money.
No, not now.
Back in 3. Holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for Third Generation AC and Plumbing. And Third Generation really says it all, folks. The owner, my friend John Rodriguez, has been in the AC and plumbing business since 1995. They built their business on honest assessments and doing great work on time for a great price. Simple, right? Did you know many AC techs are incentivized on big commissions to sell new AC units and you might just need a drain cleared? So if you want someone you can trust, that's John Rodriguez in Third Generation Services. Check out the 5-star Google reviews. If you have a plumbing or AC emergency, call 813-961-8024 and a human will answer the phone. That's 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on this game day Thursday, Bucs and Falcons tonight on Amazon Prime. Also, I hope you guys have been binge watching since midnight on Amazon Prime, the Bucs documentary, Raise the Flags. We had Trent Cooper on yesterday, the director of said documentary. Really interesting interview. If you missed that, we have posted it on our social medias. You can always go to our YouTube page at FanStream Sports Tampa Bay, the JP Peterson Show, and check it out.
Really I had the pleasure to talk with Trent a little bit after the show yesterday when we were arranging this, cutting up the video and everything. Man, couldn't be a nicer guy.
Great dude.
And I haven't haven't watched it yet. That's on my agenda for this weekend, is to binge all of that at least by Tuesday when I come back on the show, so we can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to get your take.
Yeah, I can't wait, because what's funny is I'm a documentary idiot. I love documentaries I can watch a documentary just about anything.
Yeah.
Pressing flower petals. If there's a documentary about it, I'm probably going to watch it. But when it's something like this, when it's about the Bucs or sports or something like that, man, I am all in, and I will sit there start to finish until I'm done.
Pressing flower petals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
I'd probably watch it. I'm also a sucker for infomercials. I love the overnight 3 a.m. infomercial. I don't even care what it's about.
We should get Fasulo back on the show. He is infomercial man. Yeah. He has produced more. In fact, most of the ones you watch, he probably produced them. So you guys should have a great old time. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
The shark vacuum infomercials are my favorite right now. I have a shark.
And now with AI, they can do all these things that clean out your ears, and then they throw up this graphic that shows this wonderful graphic of how it's going to make your ears as new as the day you were born. It don't work that way. But the graphic shows you unclogging your toilets. Look at this stuff coming out of the ground. Oh, I could do that to my toilet. Oh yeah. My drains could be this clean. Yeah. Watch the AI.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
It's a big sell.
Nothing is real.
No, they don't have to be truthful in these things.
No, they don't. And they typically are not. Sorry about it.
No.
All right, to the comments section. We love you guys. You can now comment. It comes right to us on X. T-Bone Nation, who's got a big following here locally, says, my money is on DeBoer leaving Alabama. What will it cost Michigan? Well, they have boosters that just write $10 million checks for quarterbacks when their girlfriend or wife wants them to. So, yeah.
And I would suspect they don't have a crap ton of negotiating power right now. They're kind of in the proverbial creek without a paddle in the canoe.
Michigan?
Yeah.
I mean,
they're in a tough place right now. They're going to have to just find somebody. So I wouldn't imagine they've got a lot of negotiating power I mean, they'll get, they're going to pay whatever.
They're Michigan, bro. And they have unlimited funds.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is that they're going to pay whatever somebody wants.
Yeah. And they don't care.
Yeah.
But the worst part about it is they're just going to come steal somebody's coach. That's what they're going to do. And there's a lot of, there's a lot of like coaches out there or teams and fan bases that are probably like, ooh, man, I hope they don't come for our guy, And I know a lot of them, Signetti and Drinkwitz, and a lot of these guys that might have been in play had just signed extensions. I don't know if that even means anything. People have signed extensions and then left the next day.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
I don't think it means much at all, but whatever. T-Bone also says great transparency of Rob Higgins. It really was. I was interested to hear your take on it too, Timmy. Like you were like, wow, that's because you've been in this business so long, and that's all they do is obfuscate.
Yeah, that's refreshing.
And I always hear like, what? It's not just let people know, and that stops the speculation, which you all hate so much. Take a page out of Rob Higgins' book, folks. T-Bone Nation also says I lean towards BB staying. That's with USF to stat pad for a better draft ranking next year. I would agree with you, T-Bone, and not just because it's stat padding. It's more like learning. He's still very raw. He's only played 2 full years because he missed the middle year.
Right.
So I believe it's only 2 full seasons of starting, which is okay. But I think he could be much more polished and a better thrower of the football. And I think one more year elevates him. And I haven't looked at that class yet. And I don't think it may be, though, this class is so weak at quarterback that Byrum could play himself and work himself into, dare I say, a top 5 pick. I mean, wow. Is he worse than Anthony Richardson, who went 4th overall?
Who nobody thought was going to be a good NFL quarterback, by the way.
But had great measurables, right? Like he was a specimen. But he hadn't played much.
At what point did you just stop taking Florida quarterbacks in the NFL draft?
Oh, there's that. Hey, have you seen Jacoby Brissett play? Shut up. Listen.
Well, there are exceptions.
And here's the thing. And Anthony Richardson's kind of a nice cautionary tale. Had Anthony Richardson stayed in college a couple more years and refined his mechanics and everything else and got, reading defenses and all those things, then when you go to the NFL, you have a chance to have success. Mm-hmm. If you don't have success early on in the NFL, you're cooked. You don't have 2 years. Even as a project, even like Anthony Richardson, who had all the measurables, all the athleticism you could want in a quarterback, and that's why they took him. And they said, we'll be patient. No, you're not. You can't be patient in the NFL. You can't. You can't throw away 2-3 years and say, we're just going to suck for 3 years, but he's going to get good. You can't do that anymore. So if I'm saying counseling Byrum Brown, I'm saying, listen, I think 1 more year will make you a much better quarterback. Mm-hmm. And by the way, you'll make a shit ton of money. It's not like you're staying and sacrificing money. You'll make probably as much in the first year, and he could probably get, if Carson Beck got $8 million, that was what was reported. I'll pay. If I'm Florida State, I'd pay Byrum Brown $6.
Yeah,
easy. We can't figure out quarterback. That's done. He's the guy. Even Florida State could figure out that. But so if I'm him, I'd stay 1 more year, because then you're going to get drafted in the top 5, I think, without a doubt. And you're going to have a better career in the NFL because when you come in, you'll be better and you'll have success earlier. And I think that's important.
Well, look at the guys in the NFL, the rookies that are successful. You have Jaden Daniels, who played 6 years of college football across 2 different programs.
That's right.
experience matters. Tyler Shuck. Now he's already better than I thought he'd be as a pro.
Yep.
He played 6 years of college football in 3 different programs.
Yep.
3 pretty big time quarterback programs in Oregon Tech and Louisville.
Look at Brock Purdy. 63 career starts, I think, at Iowa State. And I'm sure
that matters.
Right now, John Hill will be correcting me here in a moment in the chat. Yeah, it matters. And you need early success to be able to have a long-term career in the NFL. Yeah. It's very rare that you can come in and suck for 3 years now and they'll stick with you. It doesn't happen. So you got to be good within the first year or show some signs. Yep. And Anthony Richardson had no chance of that. None. No chance. He did not have enough reps.
It kind of matters what team drafts you to, and I feel like Anthony Richardson was behind the curve going to the Colts. You look at a guy like C.J. Stroud coming out of Oregon or Ohio State, and Nick Caserio, the GM, spent like $500 million building the offensive line in front of him in his rookie season. That mattered. Look at the great rookie season he had. Now he's fallen off a little bit because the offensive line sucks now. But it's, a lot of that matters too, where you go and how they take care of you. There are NFL teams, just like there are college programs, who don't know how to build for a quarterback. But
agreed.
At the same time, there's guys who are underprepared coming out of college who really don't know what they're doing. They may have all the greatest physical skills and physical attributes and abilities, but in between the ears, 1 or 2 years in college usually doesn't prepare you very well for the real world and your NFL life. So it's unfortunate, but it happens.
True. All right, let's get to some other comments here this morning. JS813 guys said, good morning, JP, Senor Hamm, and all the Petermans out there. That is your new name in the Peterman.
I've been called worse. By Rick.
All right. He also says, if he suits up, Phillip Rivers will be the 5th grandpa to play in professional American sport behind Stan Musial, Julio Franco, Gordie Howe, and Brett Favre.
I don't know Brett Favre had grandkids.
What's Brett Favre doing here?
I didn't even know about that.
There needs to be a 30 for 30 on Julio Franco. That guy could hit till he was 50. God,
nobody ever knew how old he was or how old he is.
Steven Soper asked, will JPP play tonight? I don't know, but I think he's going to be active. If Hassan Reddick is not ready to go, he could be active. But if he does, I wouldn't expect much, but who knows?
By the way, JP, did you know Julio Franco is still playing baseball?
Is he really? The Winter League?
Fort Worth Cats.
The Fort Worth Cats.
He's a DH at the age of, what we think is 67.
Oh, he's not 67, is
still
he?
Hitting baseballs.
Wow.
Yeah, it is commonly thought he was born in 1958, although we don't know.
That's amazing.
Right? He's in 222.
Oh, my God. That's outstanding. JS also says, I think JP Peterson could play edge tonight, and that would be an improvement. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, about that. Thomas Casper says Baker must carry the entire team. Yeah, well, that's a shame. But you're not wrong.
He can't carry the defense, though.
Listen, tonight he may have his full complement of receivers for the first time. Now, the problem is he's so beat up he can't get the ball to him down the field.
Or an offensive line in front of him.
Yeah, that's the other part. Tonight you're going to see the immortal Dan Feeney and Michael Jordan as the 2 guard spots, I'm guessing.
Poor Dan Feeney.
And and Barton in the middle, who hasn't been much better.
By the way, Bucky Irving, total yards tonight, 62.5.
Total yards?
Yeah, that's your over-under.
Rushing and receiving?
No, I'm sorry, rushing yards.
Okay. Yeah, it was, what was it last week? 50-something? Yeah. I just, I used to be able to hit the props easy when these guys were healthy, and now it's a total crapshoot. Total crapshoot.
Yeah.
JS also says, hopefully we can break the creamsicle curse tonight. That's another thing we got to deal with tonight. Jeez, oh, Pete. Good morning to you, Sergio Biltres, but not with a staff member. Jeez, what an idiot.
Why not? If you're going to do it right.
No, you can't crap where you work.
That's all we do, JP, is crap where we work. Dipping your pen in the company inkwell. That's what we do.
It is an American tradition. Probably a worldwide tradition, actually.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have known. Oh God, I'm not going to go there. Always be aware if your wife gets a big raise and they say you can work from home. Oh, that might be a red flag. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm going, I should have saw that coming. Go Phillip Rivers. He is known for his quick release, excellent footwork, high football IQ, leadership, toughness, consistency, strong arm, and durability. That sounds like something from AI. I mean, yeah. But let's talk about this. Yesterday we were playing golf. We were kind of laughing about this. Is a 44-year-old quarterback. That's the best option for the Colts at this point. Think about that. What does that say about these younger players? Seriously. I don't. Yeah.
Is Anthony hurt?
Yeah, I think he is.
He's not available, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't like it. It's been kind of weird. I don't know exactly what his injury is, but yeah. All right, what else we got here? She got a 100% raise recently. Oh, I bet she did. And so did he. Yeah.
He got a little raise too.
Yeah, but not yesterday. That was a demotion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wonder if her role within the program will change now that he's gone.
HC at Michigan has its privileges, says Mike H. Yeah, but even he can get fired. Like, I think that's kind of really brash, though, to be quite honest. Like, again, you got to be pretty arrogant to think that people aren't going to figure this out.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear how this came out. Like, obviously, the program heard something, saw something, because they did an investigation, and this was the result of their internal investigation. I would love to know how what prompted that investigation. If someone said something, someone saw something. I'd like to know the backstory here.
Well, I bet it was one of these, though. I bet it was like, that's the worst kept secret at Michigan.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Or
if she's his personal assistant, and obviously you work very closely together. You're around each other all the time, and you're around everybody else all the time. Everybody sees the relationship. And I think it's a very high level of arrogance to think that you're going to get away with that.
Man,
not to mention,
better, JP. In the moment, you don't care about any of that.
You
should. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You don't think about that.
John Hill says Sherrone scored more times than his football team's offense. Oh. Whoa.
He's not wrong.
Mike H says Bucs minus 4.5, over under 44 early in the week. The Bucs were -8.
Wow, I never saw it at 8, but yeah, it makes sense.
Does it?
I just think the Falcons are way worse than what you're giving them credit.
Oh, you know what happened? It was -8, and then they heard Servassier Dennis wasn't playing, so it went down to Here's a baseball take. Mike H says Steven Matz signed by Rays for 2 years, $15 million, is projected to be in the starting rotation for the Rays. I think he's going to be more of a reliever. And I thought, because he was turned into a very effective reliever last year, but I don't know. We'll see. He can do either one, but that's kind of a meh signing, a Mets signing.
I still need your hot take on Pete Alonso.
Oh, yeah. Pete Alonso to the Baltimore Orioles.
In the division, JP.
In the division. Getting closer to home.
Yeah.
Getting closer to home.
5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. Right. About right what we expect, a little over $30 million, right?
Mm-hmm. 5 years,
First of all,
$155 million. Yeah.
First of all, good for him, and congratulations to Pete Alonso. What a great young man. Has an annual alumni game over at Plant High School here in Tampa. Does a lot in the community. We'll be doing even more in the community, I would imagine. Got a great family, great baseball family here in Tampa Bay. So we would love to have him playing here at some point in his career. And, as his career winds down, we'll be moving into a new stadium. So that might work. But for now, he's going to play against the Rays a lot. And, rooting for him, rooting for the Polar Bear, except when he plays the Rays. But at least he'll be able to come home and play a few more times this year. So be good to see him. Just take it easy on the hometown team, pal. All right. Yeah. And it's, we had thought that maybe the new ownership group might go into some of the deeper waters. And I didn't think long and hard about it. We didn't, I thought maybe this would be possible down the road, but it's not something that they're going to be doing right now. But I still think they're going to bump it up a little. I think there's some moves to be made. And Neander said yesterday at the winter meetings that they're not done. They're far from done. That Brandon Lau obviously has a lot of interest. He could be traded. I think only Junior is untouchable at this point. Mm-hmm. So I think the team that they have now is not the team that's going to be. And he said that. He said, we got a long way to go to opening day. Long way to go. We don't have to start tomorrow. So I think there's a lot more in the works coming for this team. And I think they will add some payroll. Not significant, but, to 150 or something. But I would say in the 110s maybe might be and that's a nice place to start. Get it over 100 and start working towards the new stadium where you can be competitive at 160, 170 million. That's doable. Totally doable. Aviation 1436 says Kurt averages 335 yards passing in 5 games against Tampa in his career.
Not tonight.
His over is 205. But Joel Forsland, who's he throwing to?
Yeah. Bijan out of the backfield.
He's probably like, doesn't matter. If they're NFL receivers, they'll be toasting Bucs. Us. Throwing to Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Yeah.
That was a funny reference by her and by you.
Hey, Tim, when you go after that girl, if you need any help, seek out Travis Kelce.
That probably will not happen. Not a big fan of him or his situation.
Oh, I forgot about this.
You think I need help?
Oh, excellent point.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
I've been married 3 times. I know everything about women.
Take that to the bank, bitches. Joel Forsland brings this up. We haven't even thought about this. Plus, we're in prime time tonight, which is Bowles bedtime.
Oh, Lord.
He'll be into the cookies and milk already. The kickoff. That might be good. Joel says he usually in bed by 8:15 eating Chips Ahoy. I didn't see that coming. I clicked on it. A 3-loss team is in the college playoffs. Playoffs? I don't know if we talked enough about the Alabama situation. Like, what a joke.
Mm-hmm.
What a joke.
Yeah, and to your credit, you were right. I didn't think it would happen, but you called it.
Yep. I told you they weren't leaving, especially after last year.
Yeah.
And the fact that they got boot stomped in their conference title game.
Yep.
-3 yards rushing. Boot stomped by Georgia.
I thought that was it.
You didn't move. You were at 9. You got moved up to 9. You got moved up by barely beating a crappy Auburn team. Yeah. And you needed a 4th down miracle to do it.
I did not.
And you get rewarded by staying exactly where you are. And BYU just gets boom. It's such a joke. Such a joke. Michael LaRue, good morning to you. Said Byrum Brown isn't a great NFL quarterback prospect. What? At best, he projects as a Tyrod Taylor type. This year's quarterback class is weak. Next year's class is expected to be much stronger. So coming out this year makes sense. I agree with the last part.
Yeah.
How is Byrum Brown not a great NFL prospect? I didn't say he's a polished NFL quarterback. How is he not a prospect? Look at Anthony Richardson. He's 6 foot. The Byrum is 6'5", 235 pounds, and he can throw. He's not a great, accurate quarterback. I get that, but he can throw, and they'll work on the mechanics. I mean, I think he's better and more polished than Anthony Richardson was, and as good an athlete.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Not to mention the intangibles.
Might be a better passer.
Yeah. So I'm not here to say that he's going to be a great NFL quarterback, but I'm just talking about from a prospect standpoint. He's better than Anthony Richardson, in my opinion, and he went 4th overall. So and to your point, this is not a strong quarterback class. So, but still, if I were Byrum, I would stay. I would maybe seek out a more pro system. Heartline runs a very distinct pro system. And obviously, having been and played in the NFL and developing receivers, I don't know if there'd be a better place to go. I mean, you're already here. They pay you well, Byrum. You love it here. You love the whole situation. Going to a new place, it may look good and shiny and new and all that, but you don't know what you're walking into. And obviously, with Hartline and his new coaches, there's a lot of there will definitely be some newness to that as well. But at least there's a lot of other very familiar things going on.
Yeah, right.
So I don't think it would be a bad move for him to come back. I also don't think it would be a bad move from a monetary standpoint to go, because you probably will get drafted in the first round. But again, I think you could probably do better. You'll have a longer career in the NFL if you wait.
And we say it might benefit him to come out early because of the competition he's going to have next year. But who's to say Brian Hartline doesn't make him a better quarterback and make him more attractive and make him more NFL ready? That possibility exists too.
100% agree with that. Lonnie Wilkins says it's a cold, snowy day in South Chicago, but I got my creamsicle gear on at work. All right.
Sweet.
Well done, Lonnie.
Sweet.
My poor son Cullen has been up in that frigid Arctic tundra. Gross. He's lived there for, I think, 5 years now. And the winters have been pretty tame. They're getting hammered this year.
Yeah, it's coming.
They're getting hammered this year. Come back to Tampa, son. We love you.
And I was thinking about that during the Brian Hartline USF press conference when he was talking about, asking his wife about taking the job and everything. And all I could think of was his wife living in Columbus and thinking, Tampa's an option? All right. I don't care who you're working for. Let's go.
100%. 100%. She looked so happy at that press conference.
Didn't she? I was thinking the same thing.
Godforsaken Columbus.
My kids don't have to grow up in Columbus.
That is an ugly town.
It is.
Can we just be honest? I was there. I think I was there once. Yeah, I was definitely there once, maybe twice. It's kind of yeah. It's a little shinier Cleveland in a worse location. I don't know.
I pissed off about everybody I met up there when I was up there
development
working on the Fanstream Sports studio, because coming from the airport, we passed some little rinky-dink high school stadium, with, metal bleachers, big rinky-dink scoreboard, and everybody in the car, I was like, hey, is that the horseshoe? It looks weird. It looks bigger on TV, man. Everybody was just like,
oh, blasphemy.
Dude, you talk bad about the Buckeyes up there and you can get lynched.
Yeah. Formerly known as Jeff B says, we know he won't, in terms of, I guess, Bowles making some adjustments. Middle of the field will be open and corners will play off coverage. Yeah, it doesn't matter if Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young is playing receiver. When you're 12 yards off, even those guys can get 10 yards on a quick hook.
Yeah.
When you think about it. Yeah, I swear, if we don't play aggressively tonight, I'll be very disappointed. But I can hear Bowles saying, listen, he doesn't have any receivers, no game breakers, so let's just sit back and wait for them to make a mistake. Let's just sit back and, rush 4, cover 2, and we'll just let them go down the field, and then we'll stiffen up in the red zone. Yeah, that's typically the approach. Because, Young, you don't want him to get a cheap one over the top. We want to make him earn everything long term.
I don't like it.
Joel Forsland says Atlanta has scrub wide receivers playing tonight. That's what's going to make tonight's loss even more embarrassing.
Right.
Well, let's just say this right now. Okay, I don't want to hear, well, the Saints have been playing tough, like we did last week. The Saints, they keep it close. They're not a terrible team. Tyler Shook is improving. It's not that – it's embarrassing. It's 2-10 team. They're awful. And this Falcons team is spiraling, and they're beat up. If you lose to this team tonight, then there's no excuse for that. Back-to-back weeks losing to the Saints and Falcons, who are both teams beat up, have nothing to play for. Ridiculous. And you have the entire division to play for, everything in front of you. If they lose this freaking game tonight, you got to make a move. But they're not going to. They'll wait till the end of the year and see how it all plays out. But they won't. But let me just say this. If they lose tonight, he won't get fired tonight, but he's dead man walking.
He's pre-fired. He's pre-fired like Mike Norvell.
Yeah, he's pre-fired.
Look, Todd, you don't have to leave, but I'd go ahead and start cleaning out your office, all right?
Joel says the final straw will actually be when they get blown out by Canales in Carolina next week. That'll be the final nail in this nightmare called Todd Bowles. Wow.
Man, that's going to be an interesting game now.
Yeah. Nathan Elliott said, sorry I'm late. I've been working and also loading up the truck for Lot 12 tailgate. What have I missed? Oh, what have you missed?
Oh, my gosh. Sherrone Moore talk.
Look, luckily you have you can go back and watch or listen on the podcast because we're available on so many platforms. Hey, Rick is in this morning. He says, with a mini bye coming up, Todd will take the players on a cruise. I was thinking about that today, Rick. I'm like, you know what? If they win tonight, it's going to be, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Oh, wait, we got a game next? Oh, yeah. All right, Monday. No, Monday, I always give you Monday. Then you get Tuesday off. So I'll see you Wednesday. So, yeah, about a week. Yeah. Unbelievable. Mayfield will be 31 next season, and the Bucs are wasting his prime years. They need to start making aggressive moves every offseason. That's a good point, Michael LaRue. And you would think that maybe this trade deadline would have been that moment. Because, again, there are no dominant teams in the NFC that I see. I know you're talking about the Bucs are really, really bad right now, but, getting Mike back and getting, Godwin looks good now. J-Mac's coming back. You might get a Cansey back here soon. I know it's, but if you're giving up a 7th-round pick to get an inside linebacker, that's not something you could do. I know you covet the draft picks, but wow.
Man, and the farther we get from the trade deadline, it's kind of the more head scratching it all is, right?
Yeah. Rick says, oh, Sandra, don't you know that the Bucs defense is the NFL slump buster? One of the greatest takes of all time. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Josh Queipo from the Pewter Report is going to join us. We did a little interview with him on Tuesday to break down last week's game and look ahead to this week's game. Some very interesting information in there regarding one Baker Mayfield. Been a lot of talk about him this week. Is it him or is it everybody else or the injuries? We clear all that up. We're also brought to you by Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. They are the dynamic duo that will take care of all your HVAC needs, kids. And don't wait till the really hot summer where all the AC companies get busy, prices go up. If your air conditioning system is on its last legs, and you probably know that it is, call the good folks at Third Generation Plumbing and get them out there to take a look at it. And they'll give you an honest assessment of what you got to deal with there. If you don't need a new system, they'll hook it up for you. If you do, they've got the American Standard heating and cooling products that are the best. They are the most durable. They're the most efficient. And in this Florida heat, you got to have the best. Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling, the dynamic duo. Back at 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho-ho-ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10x your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. You know, holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
Some love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, think about the greatest tandems in sports. Montana to Rice, Brady to Gronk, Baker to Mike Evans. Well, here's a new one. Third generation plumbing and American Standard heating and cooling units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. Third generation plumbing can handle anything mechanical around the house, plumbing, AC, whatever, and they install the best American Standard heating and cooling units. Built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard heating and cooling. So don't wait for the summer heat to return. We've got you covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling, 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Hi, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. My personal concierge, Dr. Chris Lugo, can be yours as well. All you got to do is go to BAMMC.com and check out all the information there. Set up a free consultation with Chris. He'll tell you what it's all about. I can give you a little hint. Having your doctor's phone number and to be able to text him in the middle of the night, "Ooh, I need you to call me in something tomorrow. It's really bad," and have it waiting there for you in the morning is pretty damn cool. Don't have to go to urgent care. Don't have to do any of that stuff. In fact, with most of your issues, you can just call them, talk it through, and they'll figure something out. Telemedicine is a wonderful thing these days, folks. You don't need to go into an office, but also just having someone there to direct your health care now instead of your insurance company. And folks, they do not have your best interest in mind. Trust me, it's all about profit. So get a concierge doctor. A lot of folks are doing this now, and get the personal attention that you deserve. BAMMC.com. They'll work with your insurance, and how you'll have an advocate, someone that can look at all of your personal stuff and make sure that you're living a healthy lifestyle. BAMMC.com. Game changer, folks. Game changer. All right, so we chatted with Josh Queipo earlier this week, so some of our injury references may be a little bit dated. We did this on Tuesday evening, but the information is still wonderful and the same. So here it is, myself and Josh Queipo from the Pewter Report, looking back and then all right, time to welcome in Josh Queipo and check out the Buccaneers as they get ready to take on the Falcons this Thursday night, and we'll look back a little bit on what was maybe one of the most disappointing losses in the Bowls era, and there's a lot to choose from. How are you, Josh?
I'm doing well, JP. How about yourself?
Well, as you know, the knives are out for Todd Bowles this week, and we've seen this coming. Not a great performance against Arizona, and they won the game, and we were a little concerned about the way they played, and of course that bled over into this Saints game, and boy, there was just so much wrong. I'll just give you the floor, and what really jumped out at you when you watched the tape and concerns you moving forward.
Yeah, I think defensively, there's just still a lack of attacking the ball. Servacia Dennis had gone from playing about a month's worth of good ball to just having a horrendous game, just constantly out of position, not near. He was covering grass, not players, and that was taken advantage of. They got the sacks. They were pressuring fairly well. It's just they let Tyler Shough beat them for a couple of different runs for big gains, including a touchdown or two, and that was kind of the ball game there. I was much more concerned on offense. The first drive was really good. They threw on first down. I want to say every first down in that drive, and then it almost seemed like Josh Grizzard just wasn't prepared for the rain. And when the rain started coming down, the run game, I mean, they were running it well enough, but it was the passing game where they continually were trying to find these completions of 10 plus yards, and they can't. I mean, it's been a huge issue for Baker all year long. And I shouldn't say just Baker, for Baker and his receivers all year long, because if it's not one thing, it's the other. He hasn't been great. They've been running wrong routes, wrong depths. Cam Johnson quit on a route that resulted in an interception in this game. It's been terrible in that intermediate area of the game, but I don't think that they needed to attack that point. Like, the quick game would have been fine, and that's kind of what New Orleans did to the Bucs. So I wasn't a huge fan of the game plan from that perspective. A lot of the things where I think most fans are really frustrated with Grizzard, I'm okay with him, and it's this other thing where, like I said, in the rain, I would have expected shorter, quicker throws, especially with your backup left tackle, who actually looked pretty good. You and I talked about him at the beginning of the season. He looked really good for an undrafted rookie free agent. I just would have expected that. And they went big game hunting, and they struck out, and that led to the loss.
Yeah, and let's dig in a little bit more on Baker. You know, today we got a bunch of comments like, Baker's just not that good. Look at his entire career, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen him for 2.5+ years here, and he's good enough. And right now there's a lot of extenuating circumstances for Baker. I don't want to make a lot of excuses, but there are reasons. He's got the oblique he's dealing with, the shoulder injury, the knee injury, all of which affects your mechanics tremendously. And where he was very good in the beginning of the season and those magical wins, and he was accurate and had velocity and had everything, since the injuries, it's really taken a toll. And you throw into the fact, to your point, a lot of receivers that don't have experience, that stop on routes, don't run routes the way Mike does and Chris does and maybe even J-Mac does. It's going to lead to inaccuracies and what we've seen, which is a very, very difficult time pushing the ball downfield. So where are you on Baker now? Is this temporary because of injuries and receivers, or do you think there's really an issue with him moving forward?
I think that's multifaceted.
Right.
You're right about there are a lot of extenuating circumstances, but for what Bucs fans have hoped and at some points claimed that Baker is, which is one of the most elite quarterbacks in the NFL, if you look at the offense and you need someone to step up and overperform, is it your rookie wide receivers you're looking at? Is it your revolving door at offensive line? Is it your rookie play caller? Or is it your franchise quarterback that you expect that out of?
Typically the quarterback, obviously.
Yeah. And so he is not playing as well as he did last year. I mean, that's I don't think there's anyone who can refute that.
No.
And for everything that they need, considering everything like that, that's a really bad year for him to have a down year. With that said, if anybody's calling for him to like not be on the team next year, I think that's a bridge too far, or a couple bridges too far. You reset next year with him. He'll be healthier. You hope that you've got more health around him. Grizzard will have a year under his belt if he's back, and then you kind of go from there. So that's kind of where I'm at with him. I still think that it could be arrow up going forward, especially if you get Mike Evans back, you get Jalen McMillan back, you get some guys that he can trust. Although with Ben Bredeson now out for the season, you got two backup guards. The good news with those backup guards is they are veterans, so they should theoretically know what they're doing, even if it's not.
Feeney's awful. He's the worst offensive lineman I've ever seen. Come on. I'm watching the All-22 of the Arizona game.
Jordan's worse. Jordan's
I disagree. When I'm watching Feeney, when they pull him and he just whiffs or arrives like
that was his worst
late.
game of the season. That was his worst game of the season.
I mean, I'm literally sitting on my couch with the clicker laughing my head like, dude, you cannot be this bad.
I don't disagree. And with that performance, I was finally like, they should give Luke Haggard a shot.
You think?
Go back to Haggard. But go back to those games where Feeney and Jordan were playing together, and Feeney was not the worst guy on the field.
Either.
That goes to the issues that they have.
Yeah, and it's making Graham Barton look horrible too, and I don't think he's this bad.
Well, Barton was on a pretty good streak there for 3 or 4 weeks, even with Jordan and Feeney next to him. This past week, it was rough for him. Those nose tackles for the Saints. I was joking with I can't remember who it was, but I was joking with someone the other day. I said those nose tackles for the Saints are so good, they're making Brandon Staley look like he knows how to call a defense that can fit the run, which has been not his MO over the years.
No.
So I mean, there's still a possibility. It can't get much worse than it was this past week, but this team has been there before, and they can pull this out. And I honestly think if there hadn't been the rain, there would have been. But it continually is. If it's not one thing, it's the other. So it's tough for them, but amazingly, they still control their own destiny, right? They're still technically the division leaders because of a tiebreaker with the Panthers. They face the Panthers twice in the next few weeks, and that'll kind of, I think, really determine who wins the South. And I still think the Bucs are probably, well, they're not probably, they're the odds-on favorite for it.
Yeah, we shall see. All right, so moving forward, how does this offense, knowing that you can't throw the ball down the field, he doesn't have time, the routes aren't there, Baker's inaccurate down the field. Obviously, the Falcons know this, and they're not a great team, but I'm trying to find answers for this team. And I think right now they're out of answers offensively. I don't know what Grizz can call when you're so limited. You have two really bad guards. You can't get time. Running the football, I think it's going to be a bit of a slog because they can pull the safeties up. Where are you at now, Grizz, as a play caller, to make this offense work to get to score 24 points in this game?
Well, I think as far as the run game goes, he's pretty much there. I mean, the Saints was a step back, but they've got a really good run defense. Up until that point, the previous 4 or 5 weeks, they were one of the best running games in the NFL, and I think they still can be there. I think it's you've got to get Baker into a rhythm with the quick game early.
Yeah.
Get that rhythm going. They started that again against the Saints. He was, I want to say, perfect on the first drive. Maybe one incompletion. I can't remember it. And they got the opening touchdown, which is something that they had struggled to do all season. So there was that rhythm. And then, like I said, when the rain came, that's when he changed things up and things started getting worse. So assuming you don't have the elements affecting the offense that way, it's the quick game, and it's who you're targeting on the quick game. If you get Mike back, you've got slants. He can do the speed cuts. Godwin can do the speed cuts. Get him with the underneath option routes, and take these small chunks and just keep building little by little.
Yeah.
And then when you get into some second and shorts, that's when you can take those shots and you can get a Mecca more involved. But right now, if your game plan requires 10 targets to a Mecca to be successful, and they're still pretty far down, intermediate to deep stuff, it's just, it's a below 50% proposition. A Mecca Buka's catch rate is below 50% this year.
Yeah, that's not good. It was better early, but recently it's not been great. And by the way, Tim and I have been going back and forth. I said that was a drop in the end zone, a very catchable ball. He says terrible throw. The debate goes on and on. What would you? Where do you come down on this?
I think it was a drop.
Yeah, that's a drop all day long. And Emeka said that as well. So, Tim, you're wrong once again. All right, so here comes Kirk Cousins. Oh Lord, oh Lord. Oh my God. I mean, we've seen it, and you, to your point of covering grass, If there's one thing that I'm watching, the Chargers last night play zone defense, right? And they play it so well. Guys come into their area, you know what they do? They
find someone.
They jump the route. They actually go to where the person is. And so I think that the Bucs think zone is like keep a zone between you and the receiver. That's not what zone means. Zone means if someone comes into your zone, you guard him. I'm just like, I watch it and I just sit there and watch. I'm like, okay, there he is. He's in your zone. Go to him. Go to him now, quickly. And they don't do it. I don't get it. What am I missing?
So I'll use one play with Servassier. It was an over the middle to I want to say it was Juwan Johnson. And he was able to catch 16-yard gain. He's jumping into a hook to create a 3-on-1 for Olave, I think is who it was. Olave is running a curl from the outside, and Servassier is the only guy in the middle of the field. He's got to cover the middle of the field, but instead he's trying to cut the lane for Olave on the curl, with Levante having to cover the flat because the back was coming into the flat, and then you had Dean, who was over top of Olave. That's not your assignment, buddy. Not when there's nobody else in the middle of the field. Like, you've got to. So he's widening way too much, and Shuck is, three guys, creating a triangle around Olave. Let me come to my my second read is wide open. So, I mean, that
is such a basic route and such an easy read that it just doesn't get any easier than that. Oh, wait, we add rush 4, no pressure. So, I mean, and this has been the problem for this defense, and it pops up all the time. Why is Bowles not adjusting? Is he just terrified of playing man and leaving Zion out there? Man to man, I mean, I get it, but
It's a good question. I haven't looked at the man rates for this particular game, but what I will say is the pressure was getting to again, the Saints had a really good game plan in terms of just getting the ball out quick. When he had to hold the ball, the Bucs got home. What was it? 3 sacks.
3 sacks,
a ton of pressure. But it was that quick game. Like nobody's going to be able to get a ton of pressure when you're throwing the ball that fast. So it was a good game plan for that. And the Bulls is going to have to adjust and play more traditional drop 7 to get quarterbacks to counteract the quick game, and then hit those blitzes in the right spots. So as it relates to Cousins, because I know you brought up Cousins, I want to give some sliver of hope for Bucs fans, or a silver lining. The pass rush this year is better than the pass rush they had against Cousins last year, especially with Reddick back.
And he may not be back this week at JPP.
That's I'm assuming Reddick plays, because I did see Greg Allman of Fox Sports say that the JPP move wasn't because they thought that Reddick was going to be out for a considerable amount. Now, if he misses this game, it does change things up. But if Reddick is playing, I think you have a better pass rush than they did last year. And if you go back to when Reddick was playing in week 1 against the Falcons, the pass rush was phenomenal.
Really good.
Michael Penix made a hell of a lot of plays, and Kirk Cousins is not athletic as Michael Penix to make those plays. So then all it comes down to is you gotta cover those seams just long enough for that pass rush to get home. I would love to see Dime go to dime and pass obvious situations. Get Servassier off the field.
Yep.
Bring Tyke into the box. Let Izzian play over the top and too high. And I think that is a way, especially with the athletes that the Falcons have. I know Drake London probably not going to play, but you still have Kyle Pitts and you still have Bijan. You have to have horses to run with those guys. I would want them to run dime and compensate for that athletic mismatch that Servassier has. So if you have that, you have Reddick, and the pass rush is better than it was last year, I think you can see a better result. I'm not super confident that all of that's going to happen, but it is a path that I could see being effective.
Yeah, and now Tyke Smith, I'm not sure. I know he went out of the game, if he's going to be able to play this week.
I'm waiting for the injury report for today.
Yeah. I think I saw him on it yesterday, but I wasn't sure if he's going to play. And that'll be, although I love Izzian, I think Izzian is a really, really good tackler and certainly a better cover guy than Servassier. I might even play him at linebacker because Servassier is just terrible.
You put Izzian up top and you put Tyke in as linebacker like that. I think that from a physical standpoint, I think that's the route to go. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for your best 11 against a pass defense or pass defense, Izzian
or against the run.
Against Bijan, I think is the big thing there.
Yeah.
Is over Servassier, and I hope they learn that lesson from week 1. And Todd Bowles admitted it after that game, right? He said on the one play where Bijan early in the game where Bijan just got around Servassier, took it in for a long touchdown. He said he just got out-athleted. Well, there's nothing you can do to game plan for that, Todd. So get a better athlete on the field.
Yeah.
Would be
that might help.
That's
a pretty good idea. I like that idea.
That would be.
It's just as we close, JPP. I said it on the show on Tuesday when we first heard about this. I said it's almost like flying a banner above the stadium saying, we're bad. We're bad. Our coaches are bad. Our players are bad. We need to bring in a almost 37-year-old that has some fire and some emotion and some accountability from yesteryear into the locker room and maybe even use him on the field. That's how bad it's got. I think it's such an indictment. I'm probably taking this way too far, but it's such an indictment because of what we saw on Sunday. I thought that was the most listless, emotionless performance, in the rain. It's like you just were were mailing it in, just mailing it in. Couldn't get off blocks. That's effort. Not tackling. That's effort. The defense was just, it's as bad as I've ever seen it. And they didn't even score that many points. And it's been bad at times, but a lot of bad. And that's what it told me. I said, if you're going to get JPP, it's bad.
Yeah. I take a different approach on this. I think Todd Bowles does run a complicated defense. You've heard many a defender say that over the years.
Yep.
And I think they just wanted someone who was familiar with the system, who, if they needed 5 to 10 snaps over the next 4 weeks, they could be confident that that person would know what to do and be, I say be in the right spot, but depending on where he is athletically, he may not get to the right spot. But that's my take on it. I think
that's much more reasonable and less emotional than me.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No problem. I've heard a lot of people say, well, he's the guy who's going to come in as the fiery voice and hold people accountable. I've watched this defense this year. I don't think accountability is really the issue. It's hard to place my finger, but their tackling has been pretty good all year, right? Like, the effort has not been an issue for most of the year. I would say maybe outside of this game. And even then, I thought it's hard for me to discern a lack of effort in those conditions. Like, it slows people down. So I don't think that those are necessarily the issue. Now, I was listening or reading Larry Foote's comments today, which I think is an indictment on Foote, is he's talking about, well, JP showing guys in the room, like providing his insights and everything. I mean, that's your job, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had to hire.
It's such an indictment on the coaching staff too.
That one's like that. That to me is a little bit of a concern there, but I mostly think that this is just they wanted someone who is familiar with the system, especially because it's late in the season, who can come in, and if you absolutely need somebody to play 5 or 10 snaps, you could do worse than somebody who already knows the system. So that's my take on it. I don't think that it's an accountability. I think this team has accountability, because if you're saying that fiery leader is what's needed, go back 2 years, right? They made it to the divisional. They won a wild card game. They made it to the divisional round. They almost beat the Lions and were just a few plays away from the NFC Championship game. Well, who was your fiery leader? Are you telling me that this defense needs Devin White?
No.
Well, then what's changed from the fiery perspective? Because he was the fiery guy.
I'm trying to think of who was on that squad. Sue had left by that time.
Sue was so you had JTS. Nita. Cansey was a rookie.
Yeah.
You had Nelly.
Cansey was playing, though, and he was playing really well. He was actually dominated that game.
Yeah, but does soft-spoken Cansey seem like the fiery rah-rah guy? Right? No. So then you had Devin and you had
Levante would, I don't know, sometimes this past weekend, Levante left the locker room, which is extremely rare. And it's almost like he's playing. I just think he's not the guy he used to be. Obviously, Father Time catches up with everybody, and it really seems like he caught up with him quickly this year. And that's the way it happens. The way it always happens that way in the NFL. And so maybe he can't be as loud or as good a leader when he knows he's not playing well, because then it's just not authentic. I don't know. It just, to me, this defense just plays with no emotion. It plays. I can't recall one physical hit all year long that I could go, oh, that was, they're bringing physicality.
I see that with Tyke.
Yeah, Tyke's the only one. Tyke's the only one.
He brings that heat, and he'll lay a guy out, and the defense rallies.
And where does he come from?
He comes from Georgia.
And what does Kirby Smart preach more than anything? Yeah,
my neck of the woods.
I know. And what is Kirby's like? That's the whole program's about, being physical. And if you can't handle it, get the hell out of here. Yeah, we just need to draft every player on defense from Georgia. We'll be fine.
You know what I think is really interesting, and I'm glad you brought it up, that Levante walked out before media. If they play with this heated passion and the defense rebounds and they take care of business with Atlanta this week, I wonder, I could see the narrative becoming that JPP had that effect. But here's my take. The locker room saw Levante walk out.
Yeah.
The locker room saw the guy who's always there, always willing to give that tough interview after a bad loss. The leader say, I am fed up with this. And he didn't have to yell and scream. This is me pushing back on our buddy Scott Reynolds, got my boss. He's like, they need assholes. They need guys who will yell. And I don't think you do. I think you need a statement from a leader.
Yeah.
Levante walking out is a statement from a leader.
Like, I'm done covering for you guys.
And if everything kind of turns around this week, I'll point to that being the emotional galvanizing moment that helped the defense understand the account. I think that's where you can see the accountability. It doesn't have to be somebody yelling and screaming and using all the profanities. Sometimes that works. Sometimes there are guys who are like,
that's not the only way to lead.
Personality is needed. It sometimes helps, and you have different leadership styles. But again, I go back to 2 years ago, and that was the year where the defense started tuning out Devin White's style of, yelling and screaming because they all looked at him and went, buddy, you're blowing it more than the rest of us. Shut the hell up.
You're the one they're picking on. Shut up. Yeah.
So I think that you have a culture of accountability and you have somebody who goes out of character with the way he left the locker room. I think that's the thing that sends the message and can potentially turn this thing around.
All right. Well, I hope you're right, and I don't care who does it, but I want to see guys flying around on Thursday night. I just want to see some movement, some physicality, some attitude, some nasty, which we haven't seen. I hope we see it Thursday night. We'll see. Tell everybody what your content. You got a lot of stuff going on now. Let everybody know where they can find it.
Yeah, I mean, most of your fans are going to be Bucs related, so pewterreport.com. I'll have a couple of articles out leading up to Thursday. I'm also going to, because of where they're at and because of where they're trending, I'm going to start getting into some draft content.
Oh, there we go.
I'm going to mix it in. So there might be some draft content coming from your boy here a little bit early. But you can catch that at Pewter Report. If you are a fan of contract projections, if you are ready to turn the page on the 2025 Bucs and want to start building the roster out, I have a Substack, the NFL According to Q. I'm putting out early projections for free agent contracts. So I'm almost done with the offensive side of the ball. I'll be turning defense in the next couple of weeks here. So yeah, you can catch me there. It's $5 a month or $50 for the year for that content.
All right, Josh Queipo, Pewter Report and Substack. Get it all. Great content. Thanks, partner. Appreciate it.
Thanks, JP.
All righty then. Thank you, Josh Queipo. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Thank you, Timm, for chiming in with the rim shot there during the tape. Paying attention. Very, very impressive.
I'm always paying attention.
Yes. All right. Don't forget, everybody, Lot 12 tonight is the official tailgate party for the Petermans. Hosted by the guy that won't say the word Petermans. Lot 12, gates open at 4:40. Hopefully we'll see you there tonight, Nathan. Go Bucs, go Lightning, and we will see you tomorrow.